In a world on edge, tensions are erupting from the battlefields of Ukraine to the skies over China, from courtroom showdowns in Washington to a brutal terror strike in Kashmir. Tonight, we break down the global power plays, political standoffs, hidden scandals, and rising tech that are reshaping everything, whether we're ready or not. A sharp divide has emerged over how the war in Ukraine should end. Former U.S. President Donald Trump lashed out at Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy for refusing to entertain any territorial concessions to Russia, particularly over Crimea. Zelenskyy had recently rejected a rumored U.S. ceasefire proposal that might have accepted Russia's control over occupied territories. Calling the position inflammatory and harmful to peace, Trump questioned why Ukraine didn't fight for Crimea in 2014 and accused Zelenskyy of harboring a tremendous hatred for Vladimir Putin. Zelenskyy didn't back down, reaffirming that Ukraine would never recognize the 2014 annexation and referencing a 2018 U.S. State Department statement supporting Ukraine's claim over Crimea. U.S. officials have reportedly delivered a final proposal to both sides, warning that if there's no movement, they may withdraw from peace negotiations altogether. While tensions mount overseas, another kind of frustration is brewing back home. In the Oval Office today, Trump was asked about when the long-awaited Epstein documents would finally be made public. He deferred to Attorney General Pam Bondi, who has come under scrutiny for the Justice Department's slow rollout. Bondi had previously claimed damning evidence was forthcoming, but critics say little of substance has been released. In a letter to FBI Director Kash Patel, Bondi demanded answers on why thousands of Epstein-related documents were withheld and ordered a full report within 2 weeks. Patel responded with bold promises: no cover-ups, no missing documents, no stone left unturned. Yet more than a month later, there's still no update, though Bondi confirmed that a truckload of documents was recently delivered. In Washington, the Food and Drug Administration has announced sweeping reforms that will eliminate petroleum-based synthetic dyes from the U.S. food supply. Secretary Marty McCary revealed plans to revoke authorization for the remaining 6 synthetic food dyes, including Red 40 and Yellow 5, by the end of next year. He criticized decades of lax oversight, saying the U.S. had been conducting a massive, uncontrolled scientific experiment on children. The FDA will establish a national timeline to guide companies toward natural alternatives. McCary warned that failure to comply would lead to regulatory action. Internationally, China has issued a stark warning. Any country striking trade deals with the U.S. at the expense of Beijing's interests will face retaliation. The warning comes amid an escalating trade war, with tariffs soaring on both sides, up to 145% on Chinese goods and 125% on American exports. China also recently tightened controls on critical exports affecting U.S. tech and defense. The Ministry of Commerce called such trade deals a form of appeasement and warned that compromise would only end in failure. As U.S. Treasury officials urge global allies to join forces in trade negotiations, China has made it clear it won't stand idle. The impact of the trade standoff is already being felt by U.S. businesses. Boeing's CEO confirmed that China has halted deliveries of its aircraft due to the tariff environment. 3 737 MAX jets intended for China have already been returned to the U.S., and Boeing is now remarketing the planes to other buyers. The company had originally planned to send around 50 jets to China this year. Boeing says it's lobbying the U.S. government directly, including the president, to resolve trade tensions and restore access to one of its biggest markets. In the immigration arena, Trump took aim at the U.S. Supreme Court after it temporarily blocked deportations of Venezuelan migrants detained under the Alien Enemies Act. The ruling requires that all detainees receive due process before removal, halting rapid deportations. Trump condemned the decision, arguing that providing trials for every individual was unworkable. He claimed the system would require hundreds of thousands of hearings and take centuries to complete. The court's decision, he said, obstructed efforts to remove dangerous individuals and undermine national security. In another major development, the Department of Education confirmed it will resume collections on defaulted federal student loans starting May 5th, ending a 5-year pandemic-era pause. Secretary Linda McMahon emphasized the need to return to responsible fiscal practices, saying that taxpayers should not be held hostage by irresponsible loan policies. She made it clear there will be no mass forgiveness. Critics warned that the timing couldn't be worse, citing widespread economic hardship. Of the 43 million Americans with federal student debt, millions are already delinquent or in danger of falling behind. In tech news, a 21-year-old named Chungin Roy Lee was suspended from Columbia University for creating an AI tool that secretly helped users during job interviews. After being kicked out, he raised $5.3 million in seed funding and launched Cluely, an AI that offers real-time stealth support during interviews, exams, and even sales calls. The product is controversial, but its creators argue it's no different than the early backlash to calculators or spell check. Cluely has already racked up over $3 million in annual revenue, raising questions about the evolving line between cheating and digital assistance. Lastly, tragedy has struck in Kashmir. A terrorist attack in the Baisaran Meadow, a popular tourist destination in Indian-controlled Kashmir, left at least 27 people dead and over 40 wounded. Armed militants opened fire on a group of tourists, many of whom were children and pilgrims. Witnesses say the attackers fired from dense brush, making it nearly impossible to identify the source of the gunfire. Locals and guides rushed to help, using horses to carry victims to nearby medical aid. Though no group has claimed responsibility, Indian police have blamed separatist militants with alleged ties to Pakistan. Prime Minister Modi vowed justice, promising that the perpetrators would be brought to account. Pakistan has yet to issue a statement. That's all for tonight's news update. Thank you for joining us. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you the latest developments. Stay safe, stay informed, and have a good night. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.